everybody. Come on in. This is the Daily Bern. We're going to start in just a minute. Give you a little time to get in, like, and share. This is a small independent show, and we depend on you guys to like and share and get this out so that we can get a good group in here and this can get out to a good group and people can see this message. This is a message of hope and a message of inspiration. This is a motivational show for all of us that are out there fighting in this political revolution. So come on in. Like I said, like and share, comment, say hi, let me know you're here. If you're here on YouTube, please participate in the show. This is live. And I have a little burn, a little rant planned, if you will. And we're going to get into that. We got a big week coming up. We got Super Tuesday on Tuesday, and we got South Carolina on Saturday. We got a lot happening in the next few days. This is a real exciting time for the revolution right now. So I am excited to get the burn started. We're going to start in just a minute. I have something prepared for you that I want to read through, and I want to get to talking to you guys. I want us to really hang out. I want this to be a super daily burn for Super Tuesday, because this is one of the last times I'm going to see you guys before Super Tuesday, and we are the warriors fighting in this revolution to make this happen, to make this a reality. So we need to do all we can. We're going to get into that in the burn today, and more than that. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. So come on in. Hey Kyle, hey Dion, good to see you guys. I'm glad you could make it. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Today's theme, today's burn, is going to be about how the establishment is terrified. They are terrified. Look anywhere you want. Look anywhere you need. They are doing all they can to stop us. They are desperate. They see our strength. They see how strong we are. They see that they can't stop us. And we have them on the ropes. They're desperate. They're swinging wild, and they are failing miserably. Everything they try to do to stop us fails, blows up in their face, increases donations to Bernie Sanders, and makes us double down. They're failing. We are winning. And if the game was fair, that'd be enough. But the game is rigged, and we all know that. So winning isn't enough. We have to overpower this rigged system with our numbers, unity, and determination. And we know what their strategy is. They put it all out there in front of us. You can read about it. It's all laid out. They know that they cannot stop us from winning big in this primary season. That ship has sailed. They know that's over with. They don't intend to win. And they don't even need to win. All they need to do is keep us from getting enough delegates to clinch the nomination. Keep us from getting 1,991 delegates. If they can do that, they can force a brokered convention. So winning isn't enough. In this rigged game, even when you win, you kind of lose if you can wrap your head around that lunacy. We must overwhelm them. We need to play this game like we're 50 points behind no matter how far ahead we get. We're going to win big on Tuesday. We're projected to win 14 of 15 states. I think we got a shot on Saturday. I don't believe these rigged polls. I believe we might win Saturday. We might pull off an upset. I definitely don't believe Joe Biden's going to pull off his first ever victory. We're going to win huge, but we need to really get everyone out, do as much as we can, push as hard as we can, because this is all or nothing. Literally everything is at stake here. This is a battle between good and evil, between justice and injustice, between dark and light. And I'm not even exaggerating. Just look at what is happening. The entire establishment, the oligarchs, all the money, the pharmaceutical industry, the insurance industry, The mass media, the entire mass media, every channel, the whole damn thing, everything that lords over us, the whole power structure that keeps us held down is vocal in their disgust for everything that we represent. And they are working feverishly to try to figure out any way that they can to stop it, to stop us. And they're throwing millions of dollars worth of propaganda and funding a stage full of shills with long dead campaigns to try a last-ditch Hail Mary to pull some shit and steal this at the last second. Now, always remember that right and wrong or what is fair doesn't matter to these people. This game is rigged. And when they rig it, if we let them, the media will sell that damn lie because this whole entire system is rigged. We've watched them do it before. They would do it again. So it'll stay that way if we squander this opportunity. And those that gather here know this. We understand that it is us that must make this happen. And we will not back down. We will not stop, and we will not be quiet. We will dominate them. We will overpower them, and we will be too big to rig. We're going to get those 1,991 delegates. We're going to win this. Not Bernie. Us. See, that's the other thing that those that gather here understand. We don't have a hero complex for Bernie Sanders. We don't think that Bernie Sanders is riding in to save the day. Bernie's a great guy. I'm a really big fan of Bernie's. A lot of us are. We think pretty highly of the man. But he can't save us. We have to do this ourselves. And we are. So join us. If you're not with us already, if you're not in, if you're on the fence, maybe you're on the other side, you stumbled in here on accident, join us. Join up with this movement. See what is happening. Please see it. See that the entire power structure, everything that lords over us, that keeps us held down and keeps us weak, has put us in this situation. All of that is standing against us, standing in our way, trying to stop one campaign at the expense of everything. They literally run their whole Democratic Party into the ground. Could take them decades to recover from the damage that they'll do to their party if they pull this off. They do not care. And they do not care if Trump wins. So do all you can. Join us. Be part of this. And anything that you don't agree with, we can argue about that later after we've taken this down and we give ourselves the opportunity to build our society and our system back up into something that actually works for and represents the people. Isn't that beautiful? How can you not want to be a part of that? Please do all you can. Go to BernieSanders.com. See if you can volunteer. There are a lot of ways to volunteer. Ways that you may not have even thought of. So there's from very involved to things you could do in your part-time, things that take 10, 15 minutes a day. So it's real easy to volunteer. And there are millions of us. Join the millions of us that are volunteering, doing all we can, committed to making sure this happens. Or donate any amount. Matter of fact, there's an FEC deadline tomorrow night that we need to hit. We need to crush. We need to crush every opportunity we get to flex. So if you can even only give $1, donate, please. Donate to this campaign. We are up against big, big money that is trying to stop people from getting health care as a human right, from being paid a living wage, from having a life of dignity, from bringing justice to society, and from ending this greed. And then you've got the CIA shill up there that's backed by the military-industrial complex that's trying to keep their hold over this endless war. They don't want us involved, active. This is the last thing that they want. This is the worst thing that could possibly happen for the powers that be. And the only way they can stop us is to get us to quit, or to get us to get lazy, to get comfortable. This is a fight, and it's a rigged game we are fighting in. So we can never get lazy, and we can never get comfortable till we've torn it down and built it back up. So our work is, there's plenty of work to be done. And then nothing worth having is easy. So millions of us are committed to doing that work, to making this happen. And that's why it's going to happen. That's what's going to make it happen. That's the reason that it's going to happen, and the reason it is happening. So thank you very much to every one of you that is doing all you can in this fight and is out there fighting every day in this political revolution. I appreciate the hell out of all of you. A lot of you I see here today. Hey, Steve. How you doing, man? I'm glad you made it. Matthew says, we've been woke. I'm disabled and I donate whenever I can, he says. Thank you so much for doing that. That means so much. And that's why I mentioned even $1. There is no insignificant amount, right? This is regular people supporting a revolution, supporting massive change, putting their own money where their mouth is, fighting against billions of dollars. Now, we don't have to raise billions of dollars. That's the fortunate thing. But we do have to raise a lot of money. And we are. You know, that's the positive spin that I always like to remind us how good we are doing. We are winning. We're doing fantastic. And it's ours to lose at this point, honestly. I am the least optimistic person that you will ever meet. I swear, I promise you. If you don't believe me, ask my wife. She will tell you. She will swear to it. Matter of fact, I'm sometimes a downright negative person. It takes me a long time to build myself up every day to come on here and talk to you guys. I'm not always in an up attitude. So I put a lot of effort into doing this. But it's important because I believe in it. Because I know that it's going to work. It can work, and it is working. So I have to do everything I can. I can't not be fully committed to this. And I know a lot of people that feel that very same way, and a lot of them are here in this feed right now. And I see you out there fighting, and I really appreciate it. And we got a big weekend and a big week next week. Man, I feel like by Wednesday we can have this in the bag. If we just crush it, man. Get everybody out to vote. Get everybody you can. Push this final little stretch as hard as we can. Dig in your pocket for that last dollar. Knock on more, like 2 more, 3 more doors. Make a couple more phone calls. Send out some more texts. Make a few more posts on social media. Spread some more truth. Talk to more people. Get one more person to go vote. Keep pushing as hard as we can. And that's what's going to make this happen. That is why it's going to happen and why it's going to work. Steve says, I'm hoping for an upset tomorrow. I think we're going to see one. Matter of fact, the betting odds agree with me. The last I checked, Bernie was a 53.7% favorite to win, according to the betting odds. Now, that's not the polls. The polls showed Joe Biden with a 20-point lead. Do you believe that? They also told you Clinton was going to trounce Trump. Steve says there's a Bernie rally there Sunday. Are you going? If you go, you got to get some pictures. You should rock your vest. I would love to go to a Bernie rally. That's something that looks very exciting. Matter of fact, Bernie's live right now. But we go on at 7 every day no matter what. So this is for the people in this fight, in this revolution, fighting in this revolution. That's what this show is for. And we inspire each other, we motivate each other, we push each other forward. That's why I made this show. That's why we created this. That's why we even created this page, our Revolution War Room. Join the page, by the way, so that you can follow this show and if you dig in it and help spread this message. But that's why we do this. So every day at 7, no matter what's going on, we're here. Unless there's a debate. We did take a break for the debate. But this is a daily show. So if you dug this, if you like this, come back every day at 7. And there'll be a new Daily Bern. But that's the kind of things we got to do. Is something. I'm not saying host your own show. I don't need the competition. I'm just learning. I'm trying to get good. I'm trying to grow my own audience. I don't need a bunch of shows out there. I'm saying do what you do. Everybody has their own talents and their own things that they can contribute, ways to contribute, whether it be music, writing. You're very outgoing, talk to people. Everybody's got a talent. You just need to figure out what it is that you can do, commit to it, and then do it every day, whether you feel like it or not, no matter what. And when enough of us are doing that, then we can absolutely do anything we want to do. Nothing is impossible. Every bit of this is achievable. They'll always tell you that it's impossible all the way up until it's done. They love to tell you it can't be done. Liz says volunteering. Thank you, Liz. Thank you. Thank all of you. What's happening right now is beautiful. And I got to tell you, I know I don't usually like to talk about this during the Daily Bern, but like I said, I'm not a positive guy. I believe in this because this is how change takes place. This is how it happens, and I never thought I would see this. Now, the media's not showing it. They're never going to point the cameras at it. They're not going to report on it accurately as it's happening or tell anybody about it, but that's our job. We own that. That's our responsibility. So we make all of this happen. That's the most important thing, I think, for everybody to understand, and then believe and have faith that we can achieve it in an unshakable way, because they're going to tell you no every way they can think of to tell you no. Steve says, if Bernie can upset tomorrow and beat Warren in her own state Tuesday, it's over. It is in the bag, y'all. And I don't know that Warren's going to pull her own state. I'm going by the odds. I don't trust a damn poll that I see. A single poll. I believe the whole thing is compromised. So I'm going by Vegas this time. I'm going by the betting odds. And we are projected to sweep on Tuesday. In a big way. Dramatic way in some states. So I hope that we do upset her in her own state. That backstabbing snake in the grass. She is the worst. I was trying to think of what to say about her. I don't even want to talk about her. Matter of fact, I saw somebody share an article about her, and I see people share articles about Biden and all these other people. Keep in mind when you share. Just not telling you what to do, just telling you to keep in mind, because we are the media, remember. You're helping them when you share. There's no such thing as bad publicity. So remember that you're being used as an advertising tool, and that your click and share and like all has value in an algorithm. Even if you're negative reacting to a post, you are helping that post. You see what I'm saying? So I think we take focus away. There's more of us. We take focus away from their garbage. Don't share it. I'm not saying don't read it. Know your enemy, of course, but don't share it. Don't get it out there. Don't give it a platform. Matthew says, I've changed quite a few minds, and got several people supporting Bernie now. Fantastic. See, I love hearing stuff like that. And it's amazing feeling when it happens, isn't it? There is a guy, a friend of mine, and I don't know that I'll ever convert him. He's a hardcore Trump supporter, actually. I love him. He's my bro, but we disagree tremendously in just this one area, actually, which is the weirdest thing in the world. But it's my life's goal to convert you, Clinton. I'm I could die happy if I pulled that off. Because Liz says it feels good, doesn't it? It does too. It's awesome. It's an awesome feeling. And because you're not lying to them either. That's why it's so pure. Because you're telling the truth. You have all of this evidence even to back that up. That's why I love the people that think that Bernie's running a con. That is the most ridiculous stuff that you could possibly believe. A 40-year con? That's crazy. That's some of the craziest stuff I've ever heard in my life. And I believe in conspiracy theories. I am the conspiracy theory guy. I have a tinfoil hat over there. It's one of my favorite hats. Liz says, leave the dark side, Clinton. Come join us, brother. Better over here. And the grass looks greener because it is. This grass is real grass. Y'all over there on orange astroturf. Get over here. Get over here with the winners. We can bicker about anything it is that you don't agree with later on after we take down the establishment for real. Trump is not taking down the deep state, guys. They believe that. They believe that he is anti-establishment because the media spends so much damn time talking about him and promoting him and plugging him and using him. And that's because he's perfect. They love him. They're not anti-him. They're not anti-Trump. They're making the best of a bad situation. And they're using him to their benefit to brainwash the average person and to get them into such a state of panic and fear they can't even think. They can't form a thought. It's crazy. It really is. Steve says, going to a Bernie rally lifts my spirits. I bet it does. And you're going to canvass a little tomorrow in East LA for Bernie? Right on. They love Bernie. That's great, man. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. Again, I can't say it enough. And I know that's not why we do any of this. We do this because we see what's at stake. We understand what's at stake here. That's why we do this. We don't do this for a thank you. But I feel like I just can't say it enough. I appreciate so much everything you guys do. And I love when you share it. Like share pictures from canvassing or pictures from phone banking or pictures from rallies. Love that stuff. It's the excitement. We can't build enough excitement. There's no way for us to do too much here. Look at it that way. That's what I meant when I said play like we're 50 points behind. No matter what. I don't care if it's over. If everybody's dropped out. I still want you to get everybody out to vote. Everybody possible. Informing as many people as you can. Talking to as many people as you can. Work, 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 work. Because getting Bernie elected president ain't even the end of what we're doing. So this don't stop by electing Bernie. It just gets going. It's just beginning. Yeah, we got a cool president. But if we go back to sleep, if we stop being involved, absolutely nothing happens. Except we have a cool president and first lady. We want to make that mean something, and we do. We have to do a lot of work. We understand that. So, like I said, I really believe beings that this game is rigged, because we understand that. We need to play like it. We need to keep it in mind. We're winning, but don't get comfortable. Play like you're 50 points behind. Hey, Joan. Steve says California has already been voting for a week. Yeah, early voting has started, I think more places than just California, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, California has been voting. I've seen a lot of positive come out of there, too. Like, I'm seeing a lot of people talking about how they cast their vote for Bernie. I'm hearing a lot of positive stories, and it's just really exciting. I think Tuesday is going to be huge with a Y. And I think Saturday might be too. I think we might be a little surprised on Saturday. See you soon. See you soon, Liz. Thanks for coming. Steve, I yes, I can imagine Jane as first lady. Matter of fact, I believe this to my core. I think that's important to do. Everybody needs to believe this to your heart and soul. I've envisioned it. I've visualized the future. I've seen a world. I've been to the mountaintop. I've seen a world where people have health care. I've envisioned it and imagined it over and over and over again. And yes, I have imagined Jane as First Lady, and that will be fantastic. I'm excited about the whole thing, to tell you the truth. But what's going to make all of that happen is what we're doing and our action out there and us pushing hard in this fight. So keep doing that. Keep doing all you can, and we will win. But thanks for coming, guys, and hanging out with us. This has been the Friday Daily Bern. We do this every day at 7. And for those of you that came, even though I know Bernie was live, I'm competing with the man. Thank you for hanging out with me. Because I even told you Bernie was live, and you stayed. So you rock. Matthew says, I'm in Ohio, the home of Nina Turner. I love Nina Turner. Love me some Nina Turner. Cannot get enough Nina Turner. Nina Turner's great. Bernie has a lot of really good surrogates, a lot of really good people involved in the campaign and involved in this revolution. He's built a fantastic team. Another surrogate I love is Killer Mike. Man, I can listen to Killer Mike talk all day. We got a lot of good people behind us. A lot of good people in this fight and a lot of good people in this revolution. And that includes every single one of y'all. I appreciate every single one of you guys and everything that you do. Matthew says he just heard in the news that Ohio is #1 in child poverty. I saw a statistic earlier, and if it's true, I am outraged more than I already was about a current state of economic status in this country. 1 in 5 children go to bed hungry statistically. Is that true? Is that accurate? Or is that exaggerated for a meme? If that's true, we need to be in the streets. You imagine, what kind of world is that? 1 in 5? 1 in 5? Come on now. Can't let this go. You gotta fight for people. Just because you have doesn't mean you always will have. And even if you always do have, you should still care about other people. You should fight for people less fortunate than you. Not feel like, oh, they're below me, they're beneath me, they don't deserve anything better. I'll fight for them. I'll fight for everybody. And I know you guys will too. So that's why we're going to win. We are going to win. Not Bernie, us. Dion says burners have the best grass. You're damn right we do. We know what's good. We don't settle for subpar. We settle for the best. We know what we want, and we go out and get it. We want that top shelf. We're not looking to settle. We're not looking to negotiate. We're not looking for middle ground. We're in this to win this. Hey, Kilo, what's up, man? Good to see you joining us. We are in this to win this. We're going to do everything we can to make this happen. And that's why it's going to. Steve says, I hope Neil Young will perform at some point. He likes Bernie. I could see that. I could see Neil Young doing a Bernie rally. Public Enemy is doing a Bernie rally. Isn't that crazy? I shared a thing the other day that Megadeth is, but it turns out that story was from 2016, so I apologize. Maybe they'll do it again, though. But, hey, Kilo, since you're just getting here, what about this coming up next few days? I think we're going to pull off a big surprise in South Carolina, and Tuesday is going to be epic. I can't wait for Super Tuesday. Steve says Public Enemy. Or Public E. perform Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, Sunday's rally, Public Enemy. That's going to be awesome. That is exactly the theme music that I would imagine for this revolution is a Public Enemy concert. That's going to be epic. A Bernie rally after a Public Enemy concert? Kidding me? Oh my goodness. This is amazing what's happening. It's so exciting to be a part of it. And I'm sure you share that with me. I'm showing that comment, Kilo. I'm probably going to get myself in trouble on YouTube, but I don't know why they hid that comment. Kilo said, I'm hoping. Man, we need to kick butt to shut these dudes down. And YouTube flagged it. Did you know, and I probably shouldn't say this, I won't say it because I don't want to get the Daily Bern to get a copyright, not a copyright, but a strike. You're not allowed to talk about that virus that's going on. You know that virus that's happening in reality all over the planet and spreading around? You're not allowed to talk about that on YouTube. The algorithm will flag your video and they'll pull it down. People's videos are being pulled down for talking about that virus that is common knowledge as far as I knew. Now, I'm not talking about people that are going along with or sharing, just reporting news, hey, this virus exists. I'm talking about people anybody that's questioning what we're being force-fed, pulling it. They're flagging all kinds of stuff. You know, that's kind of, while that's not political, it is part of what we're doing, being how we're taking responsibility for our destiny and for our society and for the way things are. So we're going to be able to do a lot of things. Hey, Nissa, we're going to be able to do a lot of things beyond Medicare for all and a living wage. We have the ability, once we win, which we will, we're going to inspire millions of people to get involved in this revolution. Millions of people. A lot of people need to see a victory, see that something's possible before they'll get involved. You know, not everybody can visualize or commit themselves to something, especially something that involves a lot of work, without seeing some success. So once we win, once we get Bernie elected president, we're going to be literally unstoppable. We'll have the ability to tear this system down, literally, and rebuild it. Change anything we want. The power over us is illusionary. They know that. That's why they're scared. That's why Chris Matthews is about to have a mental breakdown live on the air. The whole media is losing their mind. And that's only because they're the paid mouthpieces and the propaganda machine for the powers that be, for everybody that owns us and has receipts, for every one of us. And they think that we're their property and that they own everything. They even own all the water. You know, they don't even consider water to be a human right. Kilo says Bernie Army is growing every day. We can't be stopped at this point. I don't fully believe a lot of things, but I fully believe that. No matter how discouraged I get either. Because the writing's on the wall. And you can look anywhere you want to, and see it. We're destroying them. We're tearing them down. They're losing. And they're going to try everything they can, so it's not over by a damn sight, but they are losing. We will win this. We will make this happen. Us. Steve says Bernie's VP. Who do I think he'll choose as VP? I think they're already flirting with it. I think it's been the plan all along, and I think it'll be Tulsi. I really wish, if I was picking the VP, I would probably pick Nina. But I strategically think it's going to be Tulsi. That's my prediction, my thought. Again, nothing against Tulsi. Wouldn't be my first pick, But I think that's where we're heading. That's what we're going to see, is a merger of their two campaigns. And people are giving her a hard time for staying in, for still being in the race and being in the primary at this point. I want her to stay. The hell does it matter if she stays? The field is crowded with shills. She's the only ally up there, and they're working together. I'm convinced of it. So I want her to stay. And I think when she does back down, when she does finally end her campaign, it will merge with Bernie's. I really believe that. Steve says, looks like Bernie could take all the delegates in California, 400 plus. He's not wrong. It's looking real good. It's looking real good, guys. Yeah, Steve, Tulsi has a lot of appeal. Tulsi can pull in independents and even Republicans. She matches up well with our platform. I know she doesn't agree with everything, but in a way, I also think a lot of that is strategic as well. We can get into that if you want, because I already decided we're going to go as long as this core group stays around and hangs out. We got a big week next week. So this is the Friday burn's always a hot burn. We're going to just keep hanging out. But yeah, Tulsi will pull a lot of voters. She has a lot of support, guys. And the media keeps a lot of that down too. You know, she should have been up on that stage a lot of these debates. And they've done all they can to keep her down. Kilo says, I don't. I think he had Nina picked since 2016. I could see it. I want to see it. I want you to be right. So I'm on your side. But if I was going to bet, and I'd put my money on Tulsi. It's just because I feel that strategically that's which way he's going to go. And, you know, I love Nina. And I want her to be involved, very involved in the organization, the campaign, and the presidency. And in our revolution moving forward towards getting all these things done and getting all these things accomplished. But being VP would kind of handcuff Nina in a lot of ways too. You know, make her less valuable. So there's pros and cons. I mean, you can look at it from either direction. But my personal opinion is it's going to be Tulsi. This says, love Neil Young. I've seen him 4 times. I've seen Neil Young once, and I haven't been to that many concerts. I could count, you know, on my hands how many concerts I've been to, as sad as that is, because I love music. But I haven't been to a whole lot of concerts. Steve says, love Nina, but no federal experience. She will definitely be in the administration. Oh, for sure. For sure, playing a large role. And I think something like media outreach and something like that would be fantastic for Nina. You know, to put her in charge of building excitement and keeping the people focused on getting all this stuff done. Because literally the only thing that will make any of this happen is us doing it. All of it. It all has to do with us. Kilo says, I'll take that bet, friendly wager. I'll tell you what. You ever seen, what's that movie with Eddie Murphy and the 2 rich guys? We'll bet $1. When that was like the whole twist of the movie. They were betting on 2 people's lives. And money is so meaningless to them that they bet $1. They destituted a man over $1. Kilo says, wait, isn't a senator federal experience? She was a state senator. So Steve is technically right. Nina was a state senator. She wasn't a federal senator. No, it wasn't The Odd Couple. It was had Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. And there were 2 rich guys, you know, Rothschild types, who made a bet a wager that they could take a man off the street and make him into a billionaire, and that if they took the golden spoon out of their guy's mouth, he would become destitute. And they wagered on that, on these people's lives, and they wagered $1. Can't remember the name of it, and it'll come to me later, and I'll be so mad at myself. That happens all the time. I can see the box. Jamie Lee Curtis was in it. Let's see. Who else agrees with me that we may see a real upset in South Carolina? I really think we're going to see something big happen in South Carolina. I wouldn't bet. Trading Places. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Trading Places. Man, I could see the box. I used to work in a video store, and for years I ran a video store and loved movies, and I could see the box in my head. You see it, everything but the title. See the whole thing. Just couldn't make out the words. Matthew said it too, Trading Places. Well, it's good to see you guys are still here and hanging out. But like I said, what do you think's going to happen Saturday? I think we're going to pull off a victory Saturday. We're going to pull off a victory, I think. And I'm not alone in that. Like I said, the odds makers, they make the odds. The bet makers, they think Bernie's going to win too. Not by much, but they think he's going to win. So it's looking good. Everything's looking real good. I'm excited. But that don't mean get lazy. By all means, I hope that came across. That was pretty much a main point that I was trying to make today. We keep pushing like it's impossible. And pushing like we're 50 points behind. And we got to do everything we can to make up that gain. Go. Keep working. That's how we win. Kilo says, losing South Carolina with Ed and Biden. Good. They're good. Great. I hope by Wednesday this is in the bag. You know, I'm not that naive, but that'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? I also think, now I'm just being real at this point, that we ought to prepare ourselves for some shenanigans. Just saying. I'd love for that not to be true, but the Vegas betting odds wouldn't really include shenanigans, would they? They're pretty damn reliable, though, other than that. But good. Biden, somebody needs to let Biden quit anyway. It's not even funny anymore. It's sad. It's downright sad. And I feel really bad for him. You know? I honestly do. And I don't like him. I think he's a horrible person, most likely. He's definitely a bad person, but I think he's probably a horrible person. I feel bad for him though. They need to let him stop. I think he's mentally unfit to even campaign. He needs to go home and take a nap. Steve says, if Bernie beats Warren in our own state, she's toast, but she'll stay in. They'll all stay in, and they'll all keep getting backed. Because all they need is to pull enough delegates to force a broker convention. Now, to do that, they're going to need to keep this flooded field, right? And it doesn't matter if any of them win. None of them even intend to win. They intend to pull enough delegates to keep Bernie from getting 1991, to keep us from getting 1991, to keep us from clinching the nomination. And shit, if we get 1991, and they might move the goalposts. You know what I'm saying? They're a private corporation that could set their own rules. We have to overwhelm them to the point where they can't do any of that, where we're too big to rig. So that's why the fact that we're going to win and the fact that we're going to win big doesn't even really matter. It's great, but we got to do more than win. You know, a win isn't enough. Hell, a win isn't even always a win. We won Iowa. What happened there? Shenanigans. Kilo says he's going to take Maryland from Warren. I could see that happening too. Man, I see us really, really, really pulling off a lot of surprise victories here because what you're seeing is media polls. And media polls, as we all know, are hot garbage, and they're made up and manufactured lies to try to sell a narrative and manufacture consent. It's fiction. So why anybody gives them any weight or any value to begin with, even when they're positive and they show something in our favor, are they ever accurate? Kilo says Massachusetts. I knew I was wrong as soon as the word left my mouth. If I had a teleprompter in front of me and a staff of writers, I wouldn't make silly mistakes like that, but then this show also wouldn't be spontaneous. So, yeah, I realized as soon as I said I was wrong. It's one of those where my mouth's autocorrect screwed me over. Matthew says, I just heard that Bloomberg is buying off all the superdelegates. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he intends to spend $1 billion. That's just what he's openly saying he's going to spend. He's spending $1 million a day on advertising. And yes, he plans to buy the superdelegates. You think they just love Mike Bloomberg? That's the best they could come up with? He's buying the Democratic Party. He's trying to buy the nomination. He's an oligarch. He is one of the people that you could fit in this room that is holding all of us down and keeping us all suppressed. And keeping things from us, like health care and dignity. Everything the bad that you imagine about Trump, and a lot of it's accurate, but everything bad that you imagine about Trump is embodied in Michael Bloomberg. Some of it twofold. So he is the enemy, Kilo says, and he's right. He is the enemy. He will be the one they try to get behind. It'll be some kind of super ticket. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. They're going to keep trying to pull enough delegates to keep Bernie from hitting 1991, force a broker convention, put together a super ticket with whichever one of their little shills besides Bloomberg does the best, put him with Bloomberg or him or her, try to sell that and have the media spin it. That's their plan. I fully believe it. I believe they've telegraphed it and shown it to you. And I'm not the only one. I've seen it in articles. And I know it's not because they got it from the Daily Bern. The writing's on the wall. Everybody, I think, can see what's happening. Steve says apparently Warren is not popular in Massachusetts and she's burning bridges every day. This whole battle that she's in against the progressive movement, and that's exactly what she's doing. She's exactly like every other one of them. And we all know that one of them is a CIA shill, Pete Buttigieg. And man, I'm finding more on Pete Buttigieg the more I look. Every one of them is up there to stop us. It's not about stopping Bernie. It's about stopping us. They want us to sit down. They want us to fall in line. They want us to be quiet. But we're not going to do any of those things. And we are going to put Bernie Sanders in the White House. And we're going to get health care as a human right. We're going to bring justice to society. We're going to do all of that because we are taking ownership and responsibility. That's the most important thing to do. Anything is you have to first take ownership of it and realize that it is completely up to you. Before you do that, you're not able to do anything. But once you do that, you can do absolutely anything if you're willing to put in the work. Kilo says the thing the establishment didn't account for was the power of us. We are the wild card. We are Bernie's power. We are what's making this happen. They didn't count on that at all. They were hoping that the movement was too splintered. Our core group's still there. Hell, I was hurt by what happened in 2016, and I understand why people are hurt. But you got to put that aside. Maybe one day we'll get to sit down with him. We'll get to hear the story of how this all played out behind closed doors. But until then, is it really fair to judge him anyway? Steve says, did you see Pete plagiarizes Obama's speeches? Not only that, but he plagiarizes the man's speech patterns. He is trying to mimic Obama, and he is a master propagandist. He's dangerous. Pete Buttigieg is dangerous. He will sell pretty well because he's smooth and he's very good at knowing the right things to say without actually saying anything. He doesn't say much of anything at all. Everything Buttigieg says is empty platitudes said beautifully. He's very well spoken, speaks very pretty, and the average person is just hearing white noise when he talks. He's dangerous. We shouldn't take that for granted. And I am doing all I can to try and look into Pete Buttigieg, but I'm telling you, there's plenty. And a good place to look is McKinsey & Company. Just his association with that company. Once you look into McKinsey & Company just a little bit. And they are one of the most evil companies and represent the most evil people and run some of the most evil propaganda campaigns and are tied to the CIA. There's a lot of reasons for believing Pete's CIA. Kilo says if he didn't do what he did in 2016, we wouldn't have Bernie as the front runner now. The man swallowed his pride to continue the revolution, to live to fight another day. It's exactly right. I know a lot of people are still mad at him. Still to this day, there's people that, went to supporting Trump. Now, I feel like if you could do that, you were never really a burner. Because you went all the way to the dark side. So, how could you... Well, some of these people believe the Q thing. That really gets a lot of good people to act outside their own best interest. I think that's dangerous. It really is. I think that is being done by the CIA as well. Just a tip. I think you're being played if you are believing into the Q phenomenon. And I love you guys. Not that there be any here at the Daily Bern at the 1 hour mark, but I love you guys. A lot of you are great people. Friends with a lot of you. Don't mean any insult or offense. I think it's a CIA operation. I don't know. I really do. Steve says by Wednesday the die will be cast. Man, that's beautiful. I'm going to get that tattooed on my arm. By Wednesday, we will have this in the bag. We're going to dominate. We're going to crush them. Hey, James. Matthew says Mayor Pete has 6 well-known CIA donors to his campaign and almost 200, if not more than 200, endorsements from the military-industrial complex and intelligence community. He's deeply tied to the CIA. And we all saw his influence with what happened in Iowa and the Shadow app. And we saw that the entire Democratic establishment that was involved in rigging the 2016 primary to begin with was involved in that Shadow app as well for Pete Buttigieg. So Steve says Bernie did what he had to do in 2016 to fight another day. You're absolutely right. And the only reason why we're in the position that we're in is because of what he did. If he would have stormed out, it would have been great. I would have loved it too. But if you think about it, what would have happened? He'd have been crazy Bernie by the end of the news cycle. They would have torn him to shreds in the media. And would we have believed that? No. Does that matter? No. We would be sitting there screaming, it's not true. They rigged it. While the TV tells, nah, 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 crazy Bernie. Then everybody's mad at us. Then Hillary loses to Trump anyway, which she was going to do regardless. And everything gets blamed on Bernie. His political career is over. There is no more revolution, and the fight is done. Took 40 years to get to this point. Why would you throw that all away? It wouldn't have worked, guys. It really wouldn't have. Be realistic. Be honest with yourself. Really search your soul for a minute. Really think about it. I'm not going to get through to everybody, but somebody, please, think it through. That man is a politician and sometimes has to do things as a politician. He has to appeal to people that believe this lying ass flickering box in their living room that does nothing but distort reality and create an alternate version of events. They still believe Russia rigged the Democratic, not the Democratic, but the election. They think that's why Hillary lost. You gotta remember, the average person doesn't know that the Democratic Party considers himself to be a private corporation. Because the media doesn't talk about real news. Because our whole system is bought off. But the people that own it, the people that bought it, they're a small group. We are the many and they are the few, and we can take them down. And that's what we're doing. So thank you guys for everything you're doing. And I think we're going to have a tremendous weekend and a tremendous week next week. And I think Steve's right. By Wednesday, there'll be nothing they can do. Because I think a lot of us, most of us, understand what's at stake here, how important this is, and what it's going to take to make it a reality. And we will do all we can to make that happen. Everything. Leave nothing on the table. And in the end, we will be victorious. But they will kick and scream and say it's impossible all the way up until that moment. They will do all they can to try to stop us. But it's not going to be enough. Because we know that this is our time, and there will not be a better one. There is no waiting here. Time is now. Do all you can. Keep fighting. Overwhelm them. And let's go get this. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for hanging out and watching the Daily Bern. And that's right, Steve. We are still with you, Bernie. I understand. I just hope I can get some people to understand it too. Because not that I think we can get through to everybody, but there's just some people that I really care about, and they're really good people, and I know they got good heart, and I want to get them back on board. I want to help them see through the pain. Because there's so much hope created in 2016. That's what it is. There was so much hope created. And it hurt when that was stripped away. What was rightfully ours was stripped away. It hurt. I get it. Understand. But we're going to win this time. We need to overwhelm them to do it. Don't sit on the sideline because you're hurt. Help us get this over the finish line. Help us make this a reality. Help us make this change happen. Do all you can and keep fighting. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all that you do. And I will see y'all Monday for the pre-Super Tuesday Daily Bern. And I'm telling you, I think we're going to pull something off on Saturday as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next Daily Bern.